Walter served as a private in Troop B of the 13th Cavalry from May 10, 1917 to March 22, 1919. When Congress declared war on April 6, 1917, Walter was in North Dakota working for a local farmer. He felt that he owed it to the farmer to complete the spring planting before he enlisted on May 12th, 2 days before his 23rd birthday. According to the book North Dakota Military Men, 1917 through 1918, Walter enlisted in Bismarck, North Dakota. Family tradition had him enlisting in Kansas. Walter's discharge records and the book both show that he was sent to the Jefferson Barracks in Missouri and agreed to serve until the end of the war. A cherished memento was this program from a Thanksgiving dinner in Fort Riley, Kansas in 1917. Walter's name appears here on a list of 67 privates associated with Troop B. The 13th Cavalry was stationed in Fort Ringgold, located in Rio Grande City, northwest of McAllen, Texas, on the Mexican border. This picture postcard from 1915 shows the fort as it must have been when Walter arrived. The stables are in the foreground, with the parade ground separating the stables from the barracks. Life in the cavalry wasn't all about riding horses. Here we see Walter with friends. Arriving to the fort late, Walter said that the corrals were filled with rejected horses. Rather than picking the best of the worst, Walter picked the worst of the worst for his mount. Each Sunday the troops would parade in front of the officers. When the commanding officer saw Walter's mount, he stated that he should have his pick of the next supply of horses. That next supply provided Buddha, pictured here. In addition to patrolling the Mexican border, Walter broke horses, taught other soldiers to ride, and obviously spent a great deal of time with Buddha. You'll notice there's several pictures here where he's taught Buddha a number of tricks. Walter said that a number of the soldiers actually came from New York and New Jersey and were unfamiliar with horses, so part of his duties were to help these men learn how to ride. One story was that as he was training a number of soldiers to ride, one of the soldiers actually fell out of the saddle onto the ground. A sergeant ran up to the man and asked him what the problem was. The soldier jumped up and said, "Well, I'll show you what the problem was," and pulled down his pants to show a black and blue rear end. It must have been good fun for the most part for a Kansas farm boy to spend the day riding horses on patrol, breaking in new horses, and enjoying the friendship of others. The area outside Fort Ringgold is probably very similar today as it was in Walter's time, covered with prickly pear and shrub brush. Many of Fort Ringgold's buildings still exist. The fort was actually closed in 1944. Old Fort Ringgold barracks utilize a Moorish architecture with wide surrounding porches ornamented with 15-foot arches built according to the plans of the Surgeon General. First occupied in November 25, 1870, it was used for 75 years until it was deactivated in 1944. The Moorish arches in Walter's pictures still exist today. Walter was discharged on March 22, 1919.